So it's been about a week since I put out that last video of, my situation and how that came to pass. Basically, I'd written on the application exactly where they told me to write on the application, that I was only looking for a liveaboard slip. And somehow, even though it was boldly written right across the middle of the page, right where they told me to, they didn't see it. So, no liveaboard slip. In a lot of ways, I'm kind of lucky because, I could have driven out there and discovered it after I moved the boat. And that would have been a seriously huge problem, simply because it would have cost me $100 a month more at this other marina, and I would have been allowed on the boat only 1.5 days a week. It was 6 days per month, whereas where I'm at now it's 3 days per week. So it was a real serious problem. I'm packed and I'm ready to go. I'm not in Jerry's house anymore, as most of you know. I can't go back to Jerry's house because he's trying to get a new seeing eye dog as well. And I knew about that before. It was part of why I wanted to be out of his house by July. He needs me to not be there when they come out and interview him for this, this new dog. And if he gets the dog, we definitely can't be there. So he can't take me back. Even if he wanted to take me back, he can't take me back. So my friend Zan helped me find somewhere where I could technically take the cats, but I really want to find somewhere to live with my dogs and my cats for at least a few months. I'm hoping for, even a shack. It really doesn't matter. You've got an unfinished basement that you could rent out to me, or, a clubhouse for your kids that are long gone in the backyard. It's really very irrelevant. I just need somewhere where, I could throw down some blankets and a mat and sleep on the floor that the cats can call home. Technically, the dogs and I can sleep in the back of the truck, and it's a perfectly comfortable place to sleep if you're not worried about, the police showing up. I can't keep the cats here at work. My boss will freak out eventually. Right now, he's just accepting it because I just did it, and he tells me constantly that he wants them out, but he hasn't been mean about it yet. And so I'm trying to save money as fast as I possibly can. That's what I have to do. I took out a loan, and the person who I got the loan from really wants the money back now that I'm not actually leaving for California. They told me that I could use it to get into an apartment or a home or something like that, but I'd really prefer to find something really cheap and give it all back right away. My boss still owes me lots of hours, and if we get another job, I can make a few $1,000s very quickly. We have dead periods here and there. It's just, we're in one right now, and any day now we could get a huge order and then be swamped. And so, I can pray for the swamp, and I can pay for somewhere to live. We just, we need to figure out where we can hang our hat. I don't need much, like I said. An outbuilding, a shanty, a shack, old clubhouse, concrete basement room, hole. It really doesn't matter. My dogs go to work with me every single day, and that's never a problem. And my cats, as long as they have access to a litter box and it's quiet, then they're not a problem either. Cattie's 18. She mostly just lays around sleeping. Grady, he hides most of the time if he hears anybody else around. So, you know, neither one of them is going to be a problem for other people at all. But if I can get this done, if I can find somewhere to live and my boss gets some work, I can have $3,000 or $4,000 in a couple of months, maybe more if I take on the second pizza delivery job, and that would cement the whole thing in. The plan is that once I have that money, once I have, you know, 3 to 5,000, maybe a little more if I do that second job, we'll go out and we'll haul the boat out at Napa, and I will do bottom paint, install 2 new transducers, put a new prop on the boat, and maybe replace a couple of zincs, but those are really cheap. And that'll make the boat, you know, cruiser capable. Like I could go drive around in the marine or in the bay and just marina hop. Each marina allows what's called transient slips, and that is people that are recreationally cruising their sailboat or yacht can stay for short periods, anywhere from a month to 3 or 4 months. There have even been a few cases where people stayed 6 months in a year. So, you know, the year was an injury heel. You know, the woman hurt herself, and they allowed her to stay in the boat for a year before they, you know, kicked them out of or before she healed and left. I don't know how exactly that came to pass. But each marina will allow you to stay for 1 to 3 months, and sometimes longer. And so my thought is to go out and do just that. I'll go out and I'll get into a marina, and we'll live there for, you know, a month or 3, and then we'll motor over to a different marina, and I'll take public transportation back over to the old marina and get my truck and drive it down to the new marina, and we'll just continue to, you know, do my job. I'll find a new job out there, and I'll commute to it from wherever I happen to be, you know, stationed, we'll call it. I love the plan. I can tour the entire marina system throughout the bay, and go from marina to marina and show each marina what their facilities are like and what their people are like, and, you know, do a review of the entire setup and system. And that, I think, would be kind of fun. And that would also give me time to replace my standing rigging so that I can do more than just raise minimum sail. Right now my rigging's ancient, and although I know I can raise minimum sail, anything beyond that, and I think I'm risking snapping a cable and my rig coming down, and I don't want to destroy my boat. So, you know, I need a job so that I can replace that rigging, and I need to be in the bay for a little while I do that. And so this, I think, is the answer. The problem is that I didn't have enough to pull that off. I could go out to California and haul the boat and do the bottom paint, put in the transducers and the new prop, and then I'd be flat broke. And that isn't going to work. I still need money to get into that marina. So really my only option right now is to try to find this ultra cheap place to live, a room, a shack, a shanty, whatever, and just bust butt trying to make money. You know, save up enough money to be able to pull off the next stage. And once I'm out there and the next stage has been accomplished, you know, I can start making these videos about the marinas. And, you know, do-it-yourself projects still. Of course, I would show you how I did the bottom paint, and I'd show you how I figured out, you know, how I install the prop, or, you know, put in the through holes. I can do all of that stuff. So, you know, that's what I'm trying to do. And if anybody out there knows anybody here in Colorado that has such a building, you know, a barn, a shed, it doesn't matter. As long as the roof keeps water off the heads of my cats, and, you know, then I'd be happy. I don't need a lot. I don't need stoves and that kind of thing. I have my Coleman. I could cook in the middle of the woods. I even have my Whisper Light International, and so I could cook even deeper in the woods or have 3 burners. that's not the problem. The problem is just having somewhere to be while I make this money and save it. My boss won't let me keep living at the shop, and I don't blame him. It's against the lease. So, you know, get in contact with me, please, and you know, subscribe and watch and see how this all happens. It's all up in the air to me now. Have a good one, guys. Trying to compensate for your reversals.
Yeah, well, you know, you're the one that's dyslexic, not me here.
Yes, that's it.